What is going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another top 10 Steelbook release video. In this video, we will be covering the top 10 releases of November 2020. There's not a lot going on this month. Couple new titles. Most are some catalog titles getting re-releases, second, third releases. Some for the first time on 4K, some for the first time in a Steelbook. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into these. I will mention some of these are Best Buy exclusives. If they are, I will specifically mention that. If I don't mention that they're exclusive to Best Buy, they're not. One thing that I will always say about the Best Buy exclusives, if you do want one, if you see one you like, you need to jump on it quick. In a lot of areas, I'm not sure if it's nationwide, they've stopped doing the like the long-term pre-order on the Steelbooks. I think people were getting pissed off that they were getting sold out online before they even hit the stores. So you'll want to check your area, check your store, go online and see if you're able to pre-order these. I know for most of them you won't be able to until like the night before at midnight. So that's something to keep in mind. Without further ado, let's jump right into the releases. Starting November 3rd, V for Vendetta, based on the works of Alan Moore. This is a Best Buy exclusive. This was produced by the Wachowskis, starring Natalie Portman, and was directed by James McTeague, based on the works of Alan Moore. It's a really cool movie. Now, this is the first time this has ever been released on 4K, so it's a pretty cool release. The artwork looks pretty cool. That'll be available November 3rd. Next up, the Game of Thrones exclusive Best Buy box set. Now, this set has been released before, complete in this Bad Larry set right here. It's a really cool set, but only season 1 was 4K, I believe, and maybe season 8, I can't remember offhand. So this is the first time the whole series has been released in 4K. This is going for $239, so it is quite a lot of money, but the Steelbooks look awesome. It's in a really cool, like, bookshelf kind of deal. That one may not sell out as quick. I remember I jumped on this when I was just terrified that it was going to be sold out because it was limited, but you can still go into Best Buy and pick this one up. This one has a lot cooler packaging. I wish they would have done something like this for the 4K release. Regardless, it's a cool Steelbook set. It's available on standard 4K Blu-ray as well, but that'll be available also on November 3rd. Also on November 3rd, Kick-Ass Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. Not the first time on 4K, but the first time with this specific Steelbook packaging. It looks pretty cool. Kick-Ass is a pretty fun movie. Next up, also November 3rd, the Bumblebee Best Buy exclusive. Again, not for the first time in 4K, but the first time in this new Steelbook design. That's one I still haven't seen. I never saw Bumblebee. It looked all right. I like that young actress that's in the movie. She was pretty cool in some and I think it was called Edge of 17. She turned out a really good performance. Next up, Forrest Gump. Again, not the first time in 4K or a Steelbook, but for the first time in this specific Steelbook. This time, I have this release, and it's basically the same artwork as this release, except in a Steelbook form. It looks fantastic on 4K. So you can pick that up. That is not a Best Buy exclusive. Next up, Antebellum 4K Steelbook, starring Janelle Monáe and Jenna Malone. I have not seen this movie. I may pick this one up. It looked fairly interesting. I know the cast is good. I'm a big fan of Jenna Malone, so this looked interesting. I may pick this up. We'll see what happens, but that'll be available on November 3rd as well. Next up, Grease 4K Best Buy exclusive. Not the first time in 4K. It was released earlier this year or last year in 4K, but is the first time in this specific Steelbook packaging. Again, looks pretty cool. This one might not be one that sells out super quick, but keep an eye out for it. Next up, these last three are November 17th. It's a Wonderful Life. Again, not for the first time in 4K, but the first time in this specific Steelbook design. It's actually a Steelbook design or a cover art that I hadn't seen before. This has been released in 4K, so if you just want a 4K transfer, but you don't want to shell out the money for the Steelbook, this does have a previous 4K release. It looks fantastic in 4K. The remaster was fantastic, so definitely check that out. It's a Wonderful Life, November 17th. Next up, finally, a couple new releases. New Mutants. What a journey, huh? Starting in, what, 2017 to now. Just now getting their Steelbook release. This movie was pretty decent. I did a review on it. It's not as bad as people say. If you haven't seen it or were steering clear of it for some reason because you heard it was horrible, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's a fun watch. I enjoyed it, and I'm not a big superhero fan either. I kind of watched it just for the horror aspect that it was kind of marketed upon. Yeah, New Mutants Best Buy exclusive steelbook, that'll be out November 17th. Check out my review if you'd like to. If not, hey, that's totally cool too. Next up and last on the list is Westworld Season 3 Best Buy exclusive steelbook. Eventually, I know this will get a full series exclusive set. Sometimes they change the artwork up because I think each one of these seasons individually has gotten an exclusive steelbook. So if you're not super stoked on this one, you might want to hold out to see if it gets a full series steelbook release. But on the other hand, I thought the same thing about Ash vs. Evil Dead. I didn't pick up the last 1 or 2 seasons on steelbook because I thought, maybe they'll release the whole thing together as a steelbook set, and they didn't, so I'm kind of bummed out I missed on that. So it's just one of those things, if you want something, jump on it quick, because you never know if it's going to be re-released or go out of print. You can always sell it if it is released again. I always preach that if you want something, get it when it's released, because it's better to pay the smaller amount of money now than pay astronomical prices later on secondary market, eBay, Amazon, that sort of thing. So that is all the releases. This is definitely one of the more lackluster release schedules as far as steelbooks are concerned for November of 2020, but there's some cool stuff in there. A lot of re-releases, a lot of catalog titles. There hasn't been a lot of new movies this year, obviously, so these studios are kind of just re-releasing their catalog titles to try to stay to get some income coming in. So it makes sense that we're getting a lot of re-releases. They know the steelbook people flock to these steelbook releases, so it is what it is. Tomorrow I will be releasing the top 10 horror releases of November 2020, so stay tuned for that. The day after that, I will be doing probably just overall top 20 Blu-ray, steelbook, and 4K release video. So the next 3 days or so, keep an eye out because I'll be doing a lot of videos, as well as a video every day in October for 31 days of Halloween. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, my name is Justin. Give this video a like. It helps the algorithm and helps this video be seen by more people. I'd really appreciate it, as I'm a pretty new channel. Thank you so much. Stay weird. Until next time, bye.
I love movies. Gosh, I love movies. I love watching them, and I love making them.
Nah, I can do it.